Then on Sports Central, we go over an NFL game preview and prediction on the 2022 NFC Championship matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Quite a matchup for both these teams coming up here in your NFC title game. You got the Rams, of course, who many people doubted going into this postseason, and of course, it seemed reasonable to do so. You got Dallas, of course, who was playing fairly well going into the postseason, and Tampa, of course, with Tom Brady, and of course, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. But here they are. The Rams have made it all the way. They just knocked off the Buccaneers in the divisional round, and here they are facing off against the Niners for a chance at the Super Bowl, which, by the way, the Super Bowl this year is in SoFi Stadium where the Rams play, so that would be quite a game if the Rams were able to play in their home stadium for the Super Bowl. But first, they got to get past the 49ers, who I would say is the hottest team in the NFL right now. You got the Niners, who definitely got hot at the right time in this season, to say the least. They just knocked off the Packers in the divisional round, which many people, including myself, thought would definitely never happen. But here we are. The Niners have got a chance at the Super Bowl if they can beat the Rams here in this matchup. So it'll be quite a matchup. We'll be going over a full game preview and prediction on this game here today. Starting out with your team trends, Rams beat the Buccaneers 30-27 in the divisional round. So that was a huge win there for the Rams, and they're 14-5 heading into this game. And Matt Stafford had quite a game. They're going up against Tom Brady and getting the win there. And yeah, for the Rams, of course, this is a football team that's really struggled against the Niners. In fact, the Niners have won several games in a row. They have swept the Rams for the past 3 seasons. So it's been quite a while since we've seen the Rams knock off the Niners. Definitely something to keep in mind as we head into this matchup is that, the Niners are the Rams' kryptonite. So definitely the Rams have got to beat them, and what is a crucial game for the Rams going in. This is a huge opportunity for both these teams here, and in particular the Rams, of course, getting Matt Stafford. He has had a fantastic season, to say the least, for the Rams, and it's definitely something to watch out for. The Niners, of course, knocked off the Packers 13-10 in a stunner. 12-7 is the record heading into this matchup, and kind of the same thing for the Packers. The Packers have not been able to beat the Niners in the postseason, and if you look at Aaron Rodgers, he's 0-4 against the Niners in the postseason. So, yeah, the Niners are just a tough team for a lot of teams to play, it seems, and in this postseason, it's set up perfectly for them. This is going to be on Sunday, January 30th in Inglewood, California. So the Rams do have the home field advantage for this matchup, which is huge. Being a 4 seed and hosting a conference championship game is pretty rare. Kickoff time 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Spreads going Rams here by 3.5. So not surprising seeing the Rams favored in this matchup. But of course, the Niners once again have given the Rams a lot of troubles down the stretch and over the course of the past couple of seasons. So you got to keep that in mind too. FPI is going Rams here 59.4%. Series history. Niners lead at 75-67-3. Win streak is San Francisco by 6. Really rare to see a winning streak like that in the NFL, where any team can win in pretty much any given week. But in the last 10, the Niners lead at 7-3. So the Rams did win a couple of games back before the Niners have gone on this hot streak against them, but it has been a while. Once again, the Niners have swept the past 3 seasons against the Rams. Here's your stat comparison for this matchup. Rams 27 points a game, 19 points allowed, 287 pass yards a game, 99 rush yards, and then for yards allowed, 233 passing, 56 for rushing. So, and then of course, if you look at the Niners, really good defensive team. They got 25 points a game and then 13 points allowed, 261 pass yards a game, 127 rush yards, and then for yards allowed, 247 passing, 72 for rushing. So defensively, both teams have been excellent all season. Offensively, that's really where, both teams have had promise offensively. The Rams especially. If you look at Matt Stafford, he's played well at times, but he is a bit inconsistent. So that does concern me a bit for Matt Stafford. This is his first time in this situation, which it's pretty incredible seeing him leave the Lions and the season that he does. Here he is in Los Angeles, and he's already in a conference title. But he's had some good games, and of course you got Cooper Kupp, who is arguably the best receiver in the NFL, and statistically he is. And of course you got a rushing core that's got several weapons. And if you look at this offense for the Rams has played well at times, and defensively Aaron Donald is as I've said before, I'd say the most valuable player outside of quarterbacks and top tier receivers. So, and then of course if you look at the Niners here, you got an offense. Jimmy G, he's also been a bit inconsistent at times. And something that I have noticed though, if you look at the Niners here, this is a team who does have a couple of injuries. It looks like a couple of players are questionable after that Green Bay win. Deebo Samuel is, but I'm assuming he'll be playing in this game just fine. But something to keep an eye on there. But this this offense is, extremely high-powered with when you got Deebo Samuel, who's a threat all over the field, and you got George Kittle, who's a top-tier tight end that I think a lot of people forget about. George Kittle is really a player to watch out for, and of course Ayuk, who's only on the rise. The future is bright for the Niners moving forward. That is for sure. With the amount of young players that they have, they're looking very excellent going into the future. But some recent matchups for both these teams here. The Rams, of course, beat the Bucs 30-27. That was a huge win. Beat up the Cardinals there in the wild card round 34-11. Did lose to the Niners in Week 18, 24-27. That game is the one reason why the Niners, which is crazy enough, are even in the playoffs. If they would have lost that game, the Niners actually would not be even in the playoffs. So it's kind of crazy to see how that game has had such an impact on the Niners. And for the Rams, they also beat the Ravens by 1, beat the Vikings as well back about a month ago by a touchdown. Also for the Niners, they beat the Packers 13-10, beat the Cowboys 23-17. So this team is on a hot streak right now. They've played 3 straight really talented teams and gotten, basically that Week 18 matchup against the Rams was a playoff game for the Niners, because if they would have lost that game, they would have been eliminated from playoff contention. So, that technically was a playoff game for them. They also beat the Texans 23-7 and did lose to Tennessee there back in December by 3. So, both teams definitely, especially the Niners. I've said this before. This team is the hottest team in the NFL, and they got hot at the right time too. And this is a team that at the beginning of the season, they played okay. They had a few injuries, and getting back George Kittle was huge for this team. That's really where this team started to pick it up, was when they got a few injuries back. And Niners have gotten hot at the right time. That is for sure. They have won 6 straight against the Rams, and defensively have been outstanding down the stretch. And for the Rams, of course, they've been outstanding in the postseason. So, the Rams were kind of inconsistent down the stretch. Many people expected them to potentially be maybe a wild card winner, but then eventually losing the divisional, which they did get past that divisional round against the Bucs. So definitely something to keep in mind. And Cooper Kupp, top-tier receiver for sure. He is the sole reason I'd say that the Rams even had a chance against the Bucs there. If you look at that last drive when Stafford had that huge dime to Kupp to win that game, that was incredible seeing what had happened there. And defensively, this team is also one of the best in the league. So you got 2 very good teams defensively, and offensively both teams have shown promise at times, but defense is really where both these teams shine, I would say. But that being said, let's get to the prediction here for Rams and Niners. Coming up here in your NFC title game, I'm going to go Rams here 20-24 is my predicted final score. And this is a very tough one to predict, much tougher than the AFC title game. You got 2 teams who, obviously are division rivals. So we've seen a lot of games between these 2 teams over the years. And I really do think that, both teams are very capable of winning this game. And I would not be surprised one bit if the Niners did get the win. But I think the Rams being at home, the Niners have played several straight road games. They have not gotten a break. And even against the Packers, they only scored 13 points, and their offense never even got into the end zone, which is kind of crazy. So, the Packers really did shut down this Niners offense, and it went down to special teams, which got the win for the Niners against the Packers. But, once again, I'm not taking anything away. I still think the Niners are a very talented football team, and once again, very capable of winning this game. But I just feel like the Rams more confident picking them being at home, and I feel like this is Matt Stafford's year. This is his time to finally get to a Super Bowl for the first time in his career. And it's crazy. He never even got a playoff win before this year, and he's an extremely talented quarterback that I think is extremely underrated too. So that would be a huge win for him, and I do think the Rams get the win. 20-24 is my predicted final score. It's going to be close. I'm basically going on a coin toss here. Rams 51%, about as close as it gets from my probability, and I do expect the Rams to cover as well. But that being said, that's going to wrap it up for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this game, and I appreciate you guys all watching as always. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Catch you all in the next one.